Hi, and welcome to the Word of the Week. This week's word is knowledge. Now, keeping with our theme of to learn is to grow, we have to think about knowledge as often the outcome of the process of learning. That's the result that we're trying to get, is we're trying to gain knowledge. However, most people really don't look at gaining knowledge. They look at gathering information. And those two are very, very different. Yeah, according to Einstein, information is not knowledge. Right? Information are the facts. They're the figures. They're all the little details that we store in our brain. Knowledge, by definition, is knowing something, understanding something with a familiarity that is gained through experience or association. So that means it's something that you have done, right? You know it when you can show it. So a lot of times, especially the way our culture is set up, we think about like passing tests. We get the information and we cram it into our brains, and then we spit it out either verbally or writing a paper or whatever, or filling in the blanks, and then that information just goes away. It's not applicable in our day-to-day lives because we really don't know it. Right? When we know it, we can show it. Part of the learning process, the development of knowledge, is to develop a desire, to develop the desire to be able to take all of our experiences and apply them into some aspect. And it has to be voluntary. According to Plato, bodily exercise, when compulsory, when it's mandatory, when it's necessary, does no harm to the body. But knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. Meaning that when we're forced to learn, a lot of times it doesn't stick. Right? When we're forced to try and gain knowledge, it doesn't want to stay in there. It doesn't want to become part of us. It's when we desire to learn, when we have a thirst for knowledge, then that's when we can really start to absorb a lot of stuff. So we always want to pursue knowledge. Right? We want to try and gain a better understanding of ourselves, of our world, of our environment, of our place in the universe. But the thing to always understand is that there's an old saying: the more you know, the more you don't know. Okay, so it's as you begin to see that knowledge is the knowledge that's available to us is so great, it's so beyond what we think is possible, that there's this never-ending stream of information that can be digested and that can be used to nourish us and to become that knowledge to help us to grow into the people that we want to be. And that it's a never-ending source. There's so much more, and that's what excites me about learning, because I can never learn enough, because there's always going to be something else to learn. So Socrates was quoted as saying, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." So that's not a negative thing to me. That's the thing of, wow, there's going to always be a new way of thinking about things. There's always going to be a new way of experiencing things. There's always going to be the chance to expand myself even more. So when we look at it from that kind of a perspective, that there's always the chance for more growth, there's more challenge, there's always something to live for. That's why to learn is to grow. It's to live, because we're continually changing and expanding ourselves. There's never going to be a dead end. All right, so what I want to challenge you to do is to think about the difference between the information that you bring in and the knowledge that you have, and make sure that if you think you know it up here, that you need to be able to express it. You need to be able to show it. You need to be able to apply it. Because if you can't do that, if you can't do it consistently, then that means you really don't know it yet. So that means you need to spend a little bit more time pounding it. So if you're here at the martial arts school and you think you know a form, you should be able to show it. You should be able to show it consistently. Maybe even show it going the other direction, or do it with your eyes closed. But you should be able to do it in a variety of different environments and the different expressions, and maintain the core theories, the core facts of whatever you're doing. That means you know it. If you don't, that's not a bad thing. It just shows you that you've got more work to do. And remember, when we're working and when we're learning, we're growing. So always keep that positive attitude towards the process of improving your knowledge. All right, hope you enjoyed this week's lesson. Hope to see you next week.